Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us back here at GameOn's channel. We're, of course, sitting here once again with CEO Matt Bailey. In the previous video, we got a good introduction to him and a little intro to the business, but today we want to go a little bit deeper. But first off, Matt, how are you doing today?
I am good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. So let's kick this off short and sweet. Imagine you and I are getting to an elevator. I look at you and say, Matt, tell me what GameOn is all about.
Good old elevator pitch. So at GameOn, we power the most watched content in the world with the most innovative gamification technologies. So we're working with teams, leagues, TV networks, OTT platforms, sportsbooks to make their content more engaging, social, and monetizable through things like prediction games. And we're always serving that technology in white label format. So we're a technology and product partner for all of those categories that I mentioned. So that's what we do.
All right, can we dive a little bit deeper from there? Tell me how exactly you apply this technology to these to make the experience more engaging for the users.
Yeah, so we have three products at the moment. One is our prediction game experience, where we're creating prediction games before either sports or even other content like reality TV, news, elections. For example, last year we did with NBCUniversal and Bravo, we did the Real Housewives prediction game, where you were making predictions before each episode every Sunday night. So that's a good example of how we're not just working in the sports world, but also reality TV, news, elections. Another product that we have is our NFT predictor. So it's taking that same prediction game, but now using NFTs with a marketplace where you can buy and sell, and then use those NFTs as pieces in a prediction game. So for example, if you want to choose Tom Brady to rush for the first touchdown in an NFL game, you need to go and get the Tom Brady NFT piece first. And then you almost drag that across to make your prediction. So that's giving NFTs a utility that they've never been given before. And then the third product that we have is quests. That's where we're actually giving users a chance to earn rewards, not through prediction games, but through actions and quests and missions that we're asking them to take. They could be digital, like watching a game, listening to a podcast, following someone on Instagram, or it could be in real life, like going to a fan fest, going to a game, going to a partner location like a Burger King and checking in. That's our third product. So all of those products we're rolling out again as a white labeled experience. So it lives in the partner's environment, either in their app or website or other digital environment. We're just the back end technology that's kind of powering that experience for our partners.
Yeah, so you guys are very much a B2B experience. You guys get all this put together. You give the companies this total package for them to actually hand to their customers themselves.
Exactly. Yep. We're completely B2B, and our business model is driven completely through B2B ways. So the first way that we make money is through licensing revenue. So your typical month to month, season to season, year to year, SaaS-like revenue. That's the first way. And then the second is revenue share. So if our partners are generating revenue using our technologies, which could be via ads or sponsorships or selling NFTs or selling physical merchandise or even tickets, we want to participate in sharing that revenue, and we'll often share 50% of that revenue, and that revenue can often be as high as 7 figures annually from one partner. So we're really bullish on that second revenue stream because we really back our product and our technology to do a great job and generate revenue. So yeah, completely B2B, white labeled, licensing revenue and revenue share streams.
Interesting. Yeah, I would imagine this gamification catching on relatively quick. It is something we've seen kind of become more and more prevalent throughout time here. People really seem to enjoy being able to interact with the content they like so much. Matt, are you able to name drop any other people? Now, you mentioned Real Housewives, but can you name drop any of the companies that you're currently working with as well?
Yeah, another partner that we're really excited about and we're working with right now is a company called MX Player. They're an OTT platform in India. They actually have more people watching than Netflix in India. They have about 280 million monthly active viewers, which is just an insane number. We're doing all of their cricket prediction games. That product will be live next month in October. For the Cricket World Cup that's actually happening. Really excited about that. Cricket is the second most watched sport in the world. India is a massive market. That's a good example of how our technology isn't restricted by borders. You know, actually only 40% of our partners are in North America. The rest are in India, Australia, and Europe. So MX Play, we're really excited about that one. in a similar way, what I just mentioned, how we make money. The revenue share is really exciting there because they have so many people watching. Their whole business model is programmatic ads. 280 million people, programmatic ads generates a lot of revenue. We're going to be taking half of that when that product goes live next month. So we're really excited to get that one live. We're also working with Willow TV here in North America. They're the cricket OTT platform in North America. They go into about 3.5 million homes. So also working with them on the World Cup and beyond. And they're the only ones I can talk about right now, but you should expect a few more announcements over the coming weeks and months.
All right, yeah, and everyone will keep you updated as more of these partnerships come along the wire. But Matt, I do want to say it's good you're kind of targeting the whole world here. It's good you're not working in specific borders, and I think people have a hard time grasping just how much for say how big the market is in India. As you mentioned, like there's more people watching that in India than Netflix, and India is a huge market. There's a very large population there, and that's a huge, almost untapped marketplace at this point.
Yep, exactly what you said right there. Like, we're obviously bullish on North America, but there's a lot of competition in North America. If we look at places like India and Europe and Australia, huge potential. Cricket, huge potential. And going into that market was a very we went there with intent. It wasn't an accident. We went there. We went after cricket. It's a sport that I grew up loving in Australia, so I'm very familiar with it and knew the opportunity. And we were able to get 2 cricket deals done pretty quickly, and we're not far from doing a few more and really getting a strong foothold in that market. So yeah, well, it's a huge opportunity, and we went there on purpose with intent.
Yeah, it makes sense. And it's interesting that cricket's kind of turning into a vertical for you guys. Is there any other specific industries that you're kind of aiming for? Like any ones that like kind of catch your attention and like, hey, we would apply really well to this?
So sport is obviously a big one. Cricket just being a vertical within that. But like we've already said, we're not just looking at sports. We're looking at reality TV. We're looking at news. We're looking at politics. Anyone who owns content or distributes content that can be gamified, we want to work with, and we want to be that product and technology partner. One of the crazier conversations that we're having right now is with a weather app, a very popular, very well used weather app, whose job is to predict the weather for us every day, right? And other things as well, like UV and the pollen in the air and things like that. So we're talking to them about how we can make their app more interactive and engaging, where people and users of the app can actually get in on the predictions. So, that's a good example of, we're not just limited to sports. We're looking at the whole spectrum of content.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of versatility there, and it's just going to be a matter of time as we see how it plays out and what works well and what doesn't and everything. So curious, Matt, from there, you had briefly touched on the revenue there. Can you get a little bit deeper into how the company's financial health is going? And from there, a little bit about the stock in terms of outstanding shares and so on.
Yes, so we have about 62 million shares outstanding right now, 70% insider owned. So, and all of us are fully invested and restricted and locked up in this for the long term. On our stock, we've seen some great momentum and validation from the market over the last week or so. Very excited about once we became OTC eligible and more accessible to the US market. We've seen some great traction over the last week. So really excited about how the momentum is there. From a cash position, we're in a very healthy position there as well. We have about, we raised 5.8 million in March. We have about 4 million, 3.75 still in the till, and we're only burning 250,000. All of those numbers in Canadian. So we have well over a year of runway. We're now starting to generate revenue. Q4 will be when we transition from pre-revenue to real significant revenue, and then we scale that revenue in 2022. So we're not in a rush. We don't need to raise money right now. Mm-hmm. We're in a good position. We're really laser focused on doing more partnerships, getting more partners on board, executing those partners, and driving more revenue. And then we may look to raise another round later this year or potentially early next to really pour fuel on the fire. But right now we're in a really comfortable cash position.
Good. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are financially in a very healthy place right now. Sounds like the stock is doing well in terms of you guys. Again, you guys believe in the stock yourselves. You got a lot of insiders holding on to it very strongly. And from there, can we transfer over? And you guys seem like you're mostly a unique company in what it is you guys offer. But is there anybody you could actually compare it to that's publicly traded right now?
Publicly traded, no. There are a handful of companies doing what we do from a product standpoint. Most of them aren't an end-to-end partner. And what I mean is that they typically just hand off a set of tools that then the partner has to go and build.
Mhm.
We not only have the product built already, but then we're rolling it out from end to end until the user uses it on their end,
Yeah.
without any lift for our partner. That's why they love us, because we're a true product and technology partner from end to end, and we don't add an additional lift for our partners. But some of the competitors that are out there, two actually just recently got acquired. One is called Telescope, and they got acquired by Bally's, who are a public entity. And then the other is FanHub, who recently got acquired by Genius, who are a big sports betting data company. So we're seeing a lot of M&A activity in our space, and we're excited by that. We're excited that other companies are looking at the opportunity and seeing opportunity in a space that we're already in and getting good traction in. So that's a little bit of a snapshot at the competitive landscape.
Yeah, so it's a space that's garnering a lot of attention right now, but the space is still very early, and you guys are very, very much building up strong in a space that doesn't have a lot of competition right now.
Exactly. Yeah, we're trying to be innovative leaders in the space. We're trying to really create blue sky opportunity that and push the boundaries as to what you can predict, what can be gamified, what content we can be a part of, and be true innovative leaders in the space.
All right, Matt, I got really one more question for you, and it might be sacrilegious to boil it down just to one thing, but do you really have an X factor or a catalyst that you're looking at to where you say like, okay, this needs to happen, and then this is going to become a huge thing?
Yeah, I mean, the catalysts that all investors or prospective investors should look out for are more partnerships. We have our product built, we have our team built. We've recently built our team from 3 full-time to 17 full-time, and we have the team in place, leaders in place. All you're going to see from us now is GameOn partners with X, GameOn partners with X, GameOn partners with X. They're the releases that you're going to see, and every time you do see that, know that that's more revenue coming. Just trailing behind more revenue. That's what we're laser focused on. GameOn partners with X, GameOn partners with X, and that's what we're going to keep pushing out over the next 6 months. We're very aggressive on the partnerships effort, which will mean that we get to launch new partnerships and bring revenue to life and keep growing. Keep edging closer to a great run rate. So that's what you should look out for us. From us.
Wonderful, wonderful, Matt. Well, very well said, and thank you everybody for watching. Matt, do you have any last words for people? Anything you want to say before we go?
No, as always, just follow us. Head to GameOn.app. Sign up for the updates. Make sure you signed up for our press releases, and follow us. That's all I ask, is that you follow us, keep track of us, and watch us execute.
Wonderful. Well, everybody, stay tuned. Like the man said, we'll have a link to the website below, so don't be afraid to go check it out. And if you have any questions or anything, let us know, and we'll happily dive into it. For now, Matt, have a wonderful day.
Thanks, guys.